Inside the world's largest aircraft carrier. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Trending Tech. In today's video we're going to talk about inside the world's largest aircraft carrier. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. The USS Gerald R is the US Navy's newest and largest aircraft carrier. In fact, it's the world's largest. The emphasis of aircraft carriers as floating air bases has been proven since World War II. 3 of the world's 10 biggest aircraft carriers by displacement are operated by Asian naval forces, while the US Navy owns the world's biggest aircraft carrier, the Gerald R. Ford class. As the world's largest aircraft carrier in the world's dominant navy, the USS Gerald R. Ford is gargantuan. The aircraft carrier took 8 years to build, several more years to test, and is large enough to be towering over the biggest building in plenty of large towns. Full load displacement of 100,000 t makes the Gerald R. Ford class the world's biggest aircraft carrier. The first carrier in class, USS Gerald R. Ford CVN-78, was delivered to the US Navy in May of 2017, while initial operational capability is anticipated to be achieved in 2020. The CVN-78 features a 78-meter wide flight deck equipped with an electromagnetic aircraft launch system and advanced arresting gear. The carrier has the capacity to carry more than 75 aircraft and can accommodate 4,539 personals, including ship's company, air wing, and other support staff. Gerald R. Ford is powered by 2 A1B nuclear reactors, offering 250% more electrical capacity than the Nimitz class. The weaponry includes RAM-162, evolved Space Sparrow missiles, rolling airframe missiles (RAMs), and Phalanx Close-In Weapon System (CIWS). Named for the 38th President of the United States, the Gerald Ford is the lead ship of the US Navy. It clocks in at over 1,000 feet, or nearly 3 American football fields in length, and nearly 250 feet high. Contained in that massive space, the aircraft carrier also has a whopping 25 decks. The massive ship, which can house over 4,500 people and carry over 75 aircrafts, is powered by 2 nuclear reactors, and fully loaded, weighs in at over 100,000 tons. That makes her the largest warship ever constructed. The total building cost is estimated at over $17 billion, including $5 billion spent on research alone. After several delays, it comes in at 22% over the intended budget. Construction began in 2009 and was completed and finally delivered to the Navy in late of 2017, after the ship was formally commissioned by Donald Trump. It has improved hull design and weapons stowage, a new weapons elevator, more space on the flight deck, and new electromagnetic powered aircraft launch systems, 3 times the electrical generation capacity of any previous carrier, and a lot more. You might be familiar with videos of intense-looking takeoffs and landings that military aircraft undertake from aircraft carriers. The Gerald R. Ford's deck is the longest on offer for these daring pilots, but they still have to launch and land their jets of just under 1,100 feet of deck, with all the severe overhanging drop-off into the ocean. The aircraft are controlled from a bubble, more formally an integrated catapult control system through which officers set up the high-paced catapult-assisted takeoffs. In the tower, powerful computers assist in the arrangement of aircrafts on the deck. Improvements in technology mean that 25% more aircraft can be launched daily by 25% fewer crew members than would be required on the Nimitz model of warships that predated the Gerald Ford. In the long term, it's hoped that the reduced crew numbers required will help offset the high cost of the new ship. The Ford's electromagnetic launch system also weighs less, occupies less space, and requires less maintenance than the steam-powered catapults that predated it. The reduced strain is expected to benefit the aircraft themselves, and technical adjustments will mean more different types of aircrafts can be launched. The technology did cause some delays in construction, and continues to cause issues, but had Navy officers gushing. She is truly a technological marvel, Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Jonathan Greenhart has said. She will carry unmanned aircraft, joint strike fighters, and she will deploy lasers. Once planes land, there are more than 40 different fueling stations to help them get back off the deck. Officers still have access to the old way of doing things, a Ouija board model. In the Ford's case, the sailors collect autographs of the famous visitors, including presidents, on currency, and also keep these in their Ouija board. On the side of the deck, chutes are provided for offloading any weapons that might be misfired. A legacy safety measure after an incident in the 60s with a weapons failure led to fire over and over 100 deaths aboard the USS Forrestal. Of course, the various types of aircrafts aren't the only weaponry on offer to the carrier. In order to protect its own decks, the ship features numerous Sea Sparrows, short-range anti-aircraft and anti-missile weapons. The ship also features RAM weapons, lightweight services to air options that can be moved around the deck. The broader control center is, of course, the bridge, from which the twin nuclear engines can be used to power the massive ships to speeds over 30 knots. As you can probably imagine, at 100,000 tons, it can take quite a while to stop. While the core functions of the ship are usually controlled digitally, there is an actual physical steering wheel as a backup. Both paper and digital systems are used to navigate, but the one touch screen is set up to almost drive itself. In fact, the changes from previous ships are so substantial that, in the early days of testing, the Ford's crew reported that they were essentially working out guidelines for how to sail as they worked. Carrying the slogan "Integrity at the Helm," Gerald R. Ford naturally features a lot of military hardware. But the ship is also designed to provide a modest level of comfort for the thousands of people who might call it home for extended periods. The Ford is a modern carrier, however, and so has gender-neutral toilets. While most of these on board are typically men, that means no urinals on the whole ship. The reasoning, though, is not political but practical. This is designed to give the ship flexibility because there aren't any breathing areas that are dedicated to one sex or the other, Operations Specialist First Class Kayla Monsbacher told Navy Times. Other modern adaptations compared to other Navy constructions include USB ports for phone charging, energy-efficient light bulbs, less people to a cabin, large gym areas, and improved air conditioning. The space has allowed for distinct sleeping and resting areas. Talking off the improved space, a control man said, "Usually we have about 12 guys struggling with each other to get their frightening and symbol. But here you can get dressed out and have someone inspect you with enough space for others to enter and exit the area. Big difference, huge difference." Crewmen also said to be impressed with shorter queues for food connected with the ship's layout and improvements for their breaths. Flat screen TVs with on-demand TV, boxing facilities, and a chapel all feature. Markings on the hangar floor show it doubles as a basketball court, which could make for some interesting games at sea. Plush conference rooms include polished tables and ceremonial flags, while the captain's cabinet is home to lots of Gerald Ford memorabilia. There's even a nice history connecting President Ford back to the ship itself. Ford's picture hangs over the aircraft hangar. Unfortunately, the ship is yet to be fully operational, due to a teething problem. A report in early 2021 stated that the ship was facing a launch failure of its aircraft every 181 attempts, well short of the once every 4,166 required. It's not yet clear how these issues are going to be fixed. Latest indications are the ship might be deployed sometime in 2022. However, despite the talk of this new ship being an upgrade, it has not been without its setbacks and difficulties. The $13 billion carrier has struggled with developmental issues, which have seen its price soar and schedules delayed. In particular, the Ford-class Advanced Weapons Elevators, a critical brand new piece of technology that moves munitions to and from the flight deck, are behind schedule. The U.S. Government Accountability Office has said it's currently assessing methods in tackling technological flaws and hopes to have issues fixed as soon as possible. Shock trials are scheduled for the coming year, with these assessing how well the supercarrier withstands underwater explosions. The Ford-class supercarrier looks a step forward for the United States military. With technological advancements and significant improvements in efficiency, a new era is swiftly approaching. All in, we think it would take a long time at sea to even get to know the stacked floors and modern technology that make up Gerald Ford. The sheer size of the place would certainly offer plenty of variety in terms of work and entertainment. That, we think, would be entertaining itself. Would you step on board, or would you be restricted to an area even this big in the middle of the ocean just to be a little too much? Tell us in the comments below. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any amazing video from us.